Hi, today is a Sunday. Sorry, today is Wednesday, December 25th. Today is the Christmas day for the year 2025. This morning, I got up at 5:30 and prepared to leave for Incheon City, where the Incheon International Airport is. I, my wife and I drove to my sister-in-law or my wife's younger sister who lives in Incheon. She broke her left ankle 3 weeks ago or like 1 month ago, and she was working working at home instead of going to a workplace. So it doesn't matter where she is during the work days. So she decided to come down to our home in Gwangju City, and so that's why we picked her up and brought her to our home. She's now resting at in our home, and so a bit I am tired because I drove like 8 hours today, or about 800 kilometers, 400 kilometers up to Seoul, up to Incheon, and another 400 kilometers back down to Gwangju. But whenever I try to read an English article, I feel less tired or rejuvenated instead. So hopefully, by reading this article, I feel much younger and my energy level will boost upward. Today, this article is from the harrisol.com. I just chose this article because recently someone I just find out how to handle the narcissistic person who has the narcissistic personality disorder or NPD. Uh, she is Mrs. Che, and she's about 67 years old. She used to be very beautiful when she was in her prime years, when she was in college or in her when she was in her 20s. Uh, but now she just changed into the monster of narcissistic person. She's every aspect of the narcissist traits. She just fits them, right? So I'm gonna study more on the narcissistic person and how we can handle them. But first, since severe narcissistic person is like a sociopath, let's learn how a social person with a sociopathic traits say about or use the phrases, what kind of phrases they use. And also, I am trying to read this article to practice English by reading it aloud. And it makes me happy. So whenever you feel down, I recommend you to select any article of 20 minutes to 30 minutes of length to read in one sitting in a quiet place wherever you are. Used to read an article in the church courtyard just next to my workplace, but since I am holidays, I don't get to work. Instead, I am staying at home reading materials, studying for electrical engineering license. So whenever you feel whenever you read an article, English article, and you are not a native speaker, it makes you feel great, feel uh, reborn young again, or rejuvenated, or energized. So I really recommend it. If you do have questions, you can leave comments in the reply section below, and let's keep in touch. Yeah, the eyes, the eye looks is quite scary, right? Like a eye of the Jurassic dinosaur. 9 phrases a sociopath could use on the people closest to them, right? The Mrs. Chat. Bruce Abrahamsey, December 1st, 2024. So this article is only 24 days old. Yep, I'm drinking pura cha from China. A sociopath can be recognized by their lack of empathy towards others. Most of the relationships that sociopaths form serve to benefit themselves. However, it's not always that easy to spot a sociopath right away. Exactly. It's very difficult to identify them, right? They always hide their intentions, and we feel they are closest to us. So we just, agree to their demands, requests, and their proposals. So we never have a time to look into what they are saying. Um, Luckily, there are several phrases that sociopaths commonly use that may provide clarity if you are trying to recognize one. While sociopaths do fall in love, it is typically in their own peculiar way. Many people also suffer from antisocial personality disorder, which is characterized by difficulties maintaining relationships with others. As Dr. Turner from Turner Psychology yep, I'm going to memorize that expression, has put it, right? Let me put it this way, right? Has put it. Um, for the sociopath, the experience of love is much more shallow and less meaningful. Let's take a look at 9 common phrases that sociopaths often use on those they love. People they hold dearest. Nobody else understands me like you do. Really? Yeah, the boy has a hard on, I think. Pixabay. While sociopaths do have feelings, they are generally quite limited. For instance, they are able to feel basic emotions such as anger, pain, pleasure, not pleasure, pleasure, and sexual attraction. Yet, these feelings are typically quite fleeting, right? Fleeting. That's another good word to remember, fleeting. Therefore, if a sociopath does say something like, nobody else understands me as you do, there is a good chance that they actually mean what they are saying. This is a rare but real moment where a sociopath is expressing their emotions. Yeah, very rare, right? This is the first time. This is the first time I have felt this way for someone. That means they have not felt special about others so far for a long time. Credit Pixabay. These are typically words that anyone would love to hear from their significant other. However, when spoken by a sociopath, these words are simply used to further their own personal agenda. Sociopaths are often very intelligent people and they know which words to use without actually meaning what they have said. There is no actual depth to their words. For words, right? Words. For sociopaths, lying is as common as breathing, and they know exactly what you want to hear. Wow. So sociopaths, they lie a lot, right? For sociopaths, so sociopaths itself indicates it denotes a person, right? So plural form is for sociopaths. Lying is common as breathing. That's good. Lying is common as breathing. In Korea, we say lying is as common as eating, right? Eating a bowl of rice. We eat rice in Korea, right? It's a main staple. So we say lie. You lie just like you are eating a rice bowl, right? Lying is as common as drinking coffee or breathing, and they know exactly what you want to hear. At the end of the day, they will say whatever they need to at that moment that will cast them in a favorable light. In a favorable light. There's no one else that loves you as much as I do. Damn. Sociopaths often use phrases to build up their partners so that they can manipulate them into staying at a later time. They can be very caring and loving, yet if things don't always go their way, they can change in an instant. They may break their partner down in an attempt to make them feel bad about themselves. They may then say things like, "There's no one else that loves you as much as I do," to discourage you from leaving. Damn. Break their partner down. Hmm. You are actually very lucky to have me. No, there are too many opposite opposite spouses. Men, women, there are many, right? About 30 billion people. When a sociopath isn't busy charming someone with flattery, right? Flattering, charming, right? I will just remember that. Charming someone with flattery, right? Flattery. They often switch tactics and deliver cutting remarks aimed at undermining the other person's confidence. Statements like, "You are very lucky to have me," or "I could easily find someone better," are classic examples of how they try to manipulate your emotions. These comments are typically designed to make you feel unworthy of their love and attention or dependent. Once a sociopath has gotten what they want from someone, they typically lose interest, withdrawing any semblance of affection or care and leaving the person feeling discarded or unimportant. Lose interest, right? Lose interest. Another good term, a good phrase. Lose interest. Resemblance, right? Semblance, same thing. Any semblance of affection and care. You owe me. Damn. Sociopaths often tend to build relationships solely to fulfill their own desires. This could include gaining power, sex, wealth, status, or other personal benefits. Power, sex, wealth, status, or other personal benefits. They lack the ability to form genuine connections. That's a good term, man. They lack genuine ability. They lack the ability, right? They lack the ability to form genuine uh connections. They lack the ability to connect, to form genuine connections. This is because mutual support, intimacy, and equality are not part of their emotional repertoire. Consequently, they tend to keep a mental tally in their relationships, measuring what they give versus what they receive in return. This transactional approach often leaves their partners feeling used, as the sociopath's primary focus is always on their own advantage rather than on creating a healthy and balanced connections. Sociopaths' primary focus is always on their own advantage rather than on creating a healthy and balanced connection. I already did this. What more do you expect? Many sociopaths are typically only motivated to put in effort when there's something in it for them. In fact, they usually react quite badly when asked to give something in return. Their relationships are often characterized by abuse, with regular outbursts that include shouting or making hurtful comments. When sociopaths are angered, they can seem like an entirely different person, turning on their partner suddenly and without hesitation. Wow. This shift in their demeanor often happens once they've already taken what they wanted from the relationship or no longer see any benefit in maintaining it, right? They're turning on their partner suddenly, right? Turning on their partner suddenly. So when you turn means you make it like 180 degrees above face. On means you're just sitting on or you just stepping on someone. So imagine that you just sitting or stepping on some turtle or a spider or a small creature on the ground and you turn around on it, right? That means the spider or the turtle will be crushed to death. So turning on means you just make a 180 degrees about face, giving hurting someone, right? Turning on their partner suddenly. I don't have time for this nonsense. Most sociopaths know exactly what they are trying to achieve with their actions. They are masters at doing whatever is needed to make themselves look good. To achieve this, they often use phrases that shift blame away from themselves and onto those around them. They show very little concern if their actions cause harm to others, as their focus is on their own goals. Sociopaths lack genuine empathy, and if they do display compassion, it's usually an act designed to blend in and manipulate others. This calculated behavior allows them to achieve their goals regardless of who gets hurt along the way. Wow. It's usually an act designed to blend in or manipulate others. Wow, so they disguise that they are with us, right? When we feel down. But actually, there's just disguise the emotions, right? They maybe glee, they would be happy to see our misfortune. This calculated behavior allows them to achieve their goals regardless of who gets hurt along the way, right? This calculated behavior. You are simply the best. Unless those words are being spoken by Tina Turner herself, you should pay heed when you hear them from a narcissist. Wow, you are simply the best. A sociopath's ultimate goal is dominance and control, no matter the consequences. One of their favorite tactics is excessive flattery, using phrases like "you are the best" to draw you in. This calculated charm is highly effective in winning people over, often making them feel special and appreciated. However, if all these compliments begin to feel insincere, it's worth taking a step back and questioning their true intentions. Dominance and control. The sociopath's ultimate goal is dominance and control. Hey, Mrs. Shea, you are trying to dominate and control other people, right? You once said you are really happy to see your male friend's wife, right, Mrs. Han, and you basically you were trying to dominate and control her to make money out of her pockets. I want to spend every single second in your company. Another typical tactic of sociopaths in relationships is isolating their partner from other people. They also often disguise it as an act of love. For example, they might subtly try to distance their partner from family to ensure no one can challenge their influence. Sociopaths often exhibit controlling behavior, treating their partner simply as an extension of themselves. This behavior includes dictating their partner's choices, including everything from how they dress to who they are allowed to talk to. Wow, that's manipulation, man. So basically, the six phrases they use are the sociopaths use are I want to spend every single second in your company. You are simply the best. I don't have time for this nonsense. I already did this. What more do you expect? You owe me. You are actually very lucky to have me. There's no one else that loves you as much as I do. This is the first time I have felt this way for someone. Nobody else understands me like you do. That's very, very bad. Before I close this article uh, for the day, I would like to go over the phrases that I decided to remember. I just jotted them down. Has put it. Fleeting, right? A fleeting moment. Lying is as common as breathing. Lying is as common as breathing. Lying is as common as breathing. Flattery, all right? Charm someone with flattery. Charm someone with flattery. Lose interest. Lose interest. Semblance. They lack the ability to form genuine connections. They lack the ability to form the genuine connections. Turning on their partner suddenly. Turning on their partner suddenly. This calculated behavior. This calculated behavior. Well, this article was written by Bruce Abrahamsey, right? Let's visit him, right? Who he is. Bruce, science and technology journalist. After initially studying art and advertising, Bruce studied sound engineering well and pursued a career in audio production for 3 decades. He is also a freelance writer, music tutor, and event organizer. That's good, event organizer. He loves collecting records reading books and hiking in nature, right? Hey, Bruce Abrahamsey, I am an anti-cancer Tai Chi walk master myself. I have been working in nature for about 10 years. Out of 10 years, I've applied anti-cancer Tai Chi walk for about 6 years. So I'm an expert. If you need some in-depth insight or knowledge about anti-cancer patch work, you can contact me anytime. Or you can come over to Gwangju, Korea, and I would be happy to give you a free lecture, right? Bruce Abrahamsey, event organizer. Thanks for listening. Have a wonderful Christmas wherever you are. Be nice to each other. Don't fight. Don't bomb the shit out of your neighbors, right? Israel, Palestine, Ukraine, Russia, South Korea, and North Korea, right? Be nice to each other. Bye bye.